I've outlined the towers and here this one too with some edible marker, so you can see here the roof line and the window. So I'm just adding a bit of blue here where the window is going to be so that it's a bit behind my tower stone wall. And over here there's a window on this tower as well. Because of the lollipop stick, it's a little bit sunken in, so try to make sure to add a bit extra right there. And you might have to add a second coat, so let that dry and then you can come back to it. This is the front of the castle, the main cookie, and so I'm just going to outline it as close as I can to the edge. I'm going to use white. Here are the top parts. Try to be meticulous to get the sharpness of the square. I want to just touch here and pull a line across because I want that detail at the top to be white. There we go. And so now you can fill that up. We're going to do the rest in pink. Castle will be pink, white, and purple. Front cookie here, I've piped a line on top of where the pink and the white met, just to tighten it up. And now I'm just going to redefine this line. I'm going to make a banner. So this way, and again the same, like that. There we go, and I'm going to flood that in purple. Got a small tip to make sure I get in all the crevices, and now I'm going to use a needle to just pull it to the corners. Here's the door to my castle, so I'm just going to do some wood grain on it. I'm using a marker and I'm just making squiggly lines. Nothing really complicated to this. I pull out 2 gold doorknobs from Christmas. I'm gonna have to make more of these. I keep on using them on all my projects. So here we go. 2 doorknobs on the middle of the door like that. It's going to be stuck onto the front like this. That's the front of the castle. I have to write my little message on the front of the banner there. Here is the top of the castle, the tower, and so we're creating again that border that was at the top of our main cookie. Here's the top tower. Okay, so I'm piping the pink. Here's the edge where the roof, and here's the window outline. And then a line straight up here. And this one here is even easier. There's no window. And that's it. For the roof of the tower here, it's going to be the same on all of them. I'm using some purple stiff icing, and I'm just making some dots and pulling them up and creating like the tile that we'd see on a castle roof. And now this little one as well. Make sure to kind of cover. Try to make sure that between each one it has time to crust a bit so they don't melt together. So you get the definition of each dot. If you're working on a Here are the side towers. There's two exactly the same with this particular cookie. And so here I'm just outlining the window to create a bit of a difference when I flood in the pink. The next step for the tower is just to outline the pink. Very simple. So under the window I'm just going to do a little stone. Another little touch you could do is add a bit of like kind of some dots to make like stone. So just random shapes, and then I'm using white to create some bigger ones, or around it I should say. I decided to add an extra cookie just for some color, and so this could be a cloud shape, or now I'm using it to make a bush for the front of the castle. And so you just flood this in green, and then I'm going to add some little flowers to some pink flowers to tie in with the castle design. You've seen me use these royal icing dots on many occasions. Here I have some pink ones from another project. So I'm going to drop them into the wet icing to create my flowers in the bushes here. So just spread them all over. I have some purple in there too, but I'm going to stick with pink. Take some white icing and do a swirl on that pink dot to create like a rose. I'm going to pipe some very small leaves around the flowers just for some added detail. Nothing terribly complicated. Final assembly, I'm going to stick on the door, and you don't have to go crazy with the icing. You want the kids to be able to pluck it off. So about like that. Alright. I purled the castle, but I didn't purl the door. I wanted the door to look like wood. So I just want to put it together quickly for you. So here's that back roof tower, and so that goes behind this like that. Okay, and then on either side we've got these towers. Now this can be put together as a bouquet for the centerpiece. I just want to show you the other little detail that I made. You see these add a little bit of color punch to the front of the bouquet. I didn't purl those either. I went to the dollar store to see what I could assemble this bouquet in, and I came across these wooden boxes. I have to tell you, they are perfect. So they're wood. You can paint them any color. Often I'll find good containers in a cockeyed color. So these are awesome because you can buy them, keep them in your cupboard, and when you need it, you just paint it the color you want. This one was $1.50, and this larger one was $2. And you just put your foam in, and then also it's very wide, so it's very sturdy. Often the cookies can be top heavy, and it'll cause the thing to tip over. And so I took the larger one, and I painted it white. And that's going to be the base to my castle. So I've tucked in some floral foam into my my little wooden box, and I wrapped it in tissue paper. And I guess you could stop there if you want. You could tuck in some because there's a little bit of a gap on either side. But another dollar store find is this plastic grass. I've cut it to size, and I can just press it into my box, and you see it gives it a nice little garden feel for the castle. So here I've got some floral wiring, and I'm just folding it and creating a little bit of an anchor for the grass so it won't shift. So I'm just looking for a piece of plastic for it to catch onto, and I'm pushing that over. It's the same green, so it won't stand out. So this row of flowers here is the center of the arrangement, and so we're going to start with the center cookie. I've got here some gardening shears that I use to cut my lollipop sticks down. Just makes the job a little bit easier. And the other thing that I tend to use is a pencil just to poke the tissue paper, oddly enough, is quite hard, and it makes it difficult to punch the hole. So first cookie, you can just move the grass a little bit to make sure you can tuck it in tightly into the basket. So now the next cookie is the back tower. Now this one has to be taller so that it sits behind the castle but still above it. So we don't want to cut it too short. You're better to cut a little bit and then cut again, you know. I'm just looking to where I could make my hole. And there we go. So we'll just push that in. And for the front ones, there we go. So you might want to just make sure the two side ones are the same length. Here, I'm going to put this one here, and again over here. And there. See, if they're wrapped, you can tape them like I do sometimes, and it makes it a bit easier. Now I've got my bushes that I made. So let's clip those off. These are not big cookies. You don't really need a long stick on these. And get these. Now don't forget, we've got some emptiness in the front. There was no foam, but try to get like as close to the edge as you can so that they're not hiding the towers too much. Should it be facing this way? Like that. That looks nice. If a flower is hampering the assembly, just pull it off. They're just a little... You can push it behind. And there we go. There's the castle. So these bushes here are resting on the edge of the box.